Who are you talking to? Do you want to one up other builders? Do you want to show other builders how well you're doing and how your videos can outproduce their videos? Or do you actually want to get results? Today, I want to talk to you about content and more specifically, who you're talking to when you're creating your content. Are you are you talking to your audience or are you just talking to other builders? Now, I had a builder here on the South Coast reach out to me recently and he said, Ben, I've just filmed this video and I want to get it out there. I want to put an ad spend behind it. Is that something you can help me with? I said, yeah, man, of course. I've known this guy for a few years now. So I said, look, I'd love you to send it through to me. Let me have a look at it. I'm keen to see what you've done. So yeah, he sent it through. And when I got it and I watched it, I rang him straight back and I said, mate, I can't put a $500 ad spend behind that. I don't want you to burn your money. When you spend $1, I want you to get $3 or $4 back in return. And he said, well, what do you mean? I was like, look, when I say I can't, I mean, yeah, it's something that of course I can do and I'll do what my clients want, but I'd advise you not to. And he said, well, what do you mean? And I was like, look, who's your demographic? Who are the people that you're actually trying to have hear this? And he said, oh, well, I need more projects and I need more jobs and this and that. And I was like, right, well, where in that video are you talking about what you actually specialize in or about how insane the building industry is at the moment with supply and demand issues? Or how you built properties safely throughout COVID and how clients should still be confident in starting their projects at the moment. Where in that video were you actually talking to your clients? And he said, what do you mean? And I said, well, mate, exactly that. Where in that video are you talking to the very people that you're trying to engage and trying to have sign a building contract with you? Because all I see from that video is, yeah, well, it's got some great production value, but all I see is you running in and out of cafes, and you maybe swung a hammer in there, and you walked around a couple of different job sites, but mate, that's about it. Like it's all about you. And if people they're going on social media, they're going on it for their own purposes, right? They're on it for them. So I said, look, I'm happy to spend the 500, but I think the only people that are really going to, continually engage on this is other builders and your mates. And I said, look, I'm not trying to sound like a dick here, but I'm really trying to get you to understand and get you to understand that when it comes to the content that you're putting out there is who are you actually talking to? Do you want to one up other builders? Do you want to show other builders how well you're doing and how well your videos can outproduce their videos? Or do you actually want to get results from it? And he said, no, well, of course, results, because I don't care what other builders are doing. And I was like, yeah, but mate, I think I actually saw one comment in a video of yours say something like, great production, mate. Who's your video guy? And I said, look, have you actually had any people who are actually looking for a builder reach out to you from some of your videos? And he goes, well, no. And I said, well, look, let me give you some free advice. Those high production videos, they on social media, they can sometimes work against you in some cases. And he said, well, what do you mean? I was like, look, we all know that they're polished. Okay. Now, yeah, I'm sitting here talking to you on a professional rig right now. I'm not using my camera and, I'll go in and I'll put it in my editing program and I'll chop out the ums and the ahs and where I stuff things up, because look, that happens a lot. But apart from that, like, yeah, this video is pretty raw. It's authentic and it's relatable. There's nothing too special about it. And I said to him, people know that when they see polished content stuff, they know that it's like airbrushed. They know it's polished. And I said, nowhere in that video have you talked to the very people that you're trying to attract. If you're trying to attract other builders, hey, that's great. If that's your objective, well done. Take me, for example. My content is aimed at attracting builders. So I speak to builders because they're my clients. But If you try and attract and engage people who need a home built, you need to look at it with a completely different strategy because right now I'm not sure who you're talking to. And I said, look, I'd much rather see you run around on a job site with your phone and film little bits and pieces here and there and put that in a montage because you can do that. And yeah, you can still get whoever put that other video together for you to, you know, bring it all together and make it a little bit prettier. But just, film it in a way that it looks clean and it doesn't look too messy. And that's probably going to have a better effect because it is a bit raw and it is a bit more authentic and it shows you on the move and it's not scripted and people can relate to that. You don't have to be the professional every single time you do something. Yes, there's 100% a place for professional content. I mean, that's what I specialize in. That's the content for your website, your YouTube channel, etc. But it's not your run-of-the-mill Instagram story or your TikTok or something like that. Like there's a difference. Those other portals, absolutely, yes, 100% of the time, the polished version. But everyday kind of run and gun social media stuff, show the authentic stuff. So he was a bit flat and he was like, let me think about it. I was like, all right, I've lost this bloke. And a couple of hours later, he rings me back. He goes, mate, you're right. So what do I do? So, we put a plan in place and he's going to do some stuff for me over the next couple of weeks or so. And, we're going to get it out there. But the moral of the story, guys, is that watching that video back, when he actually watched that video back through the eyes of his ideal client, he realized that he wasn't offering any value. And when I spoke to him, he goes, shit, mate, like, why didn't I talk to you about this stuff 6 or 7 years ago? I said, mate, look, it takes time. It really does take time to get your head around this stuff and have, it's a real mindset shift. It does take time for builders to realize that we need to be producing value and not just pushing out content for the sake of it, if we want to get results. So, guys, that's the moral of the story for today. Take a look at your content and how can it be received. Don't look at it as the builder. Look at it, don't look at it as what's cool or what other builders are doing. And don't think I want to be pushing out this content and I've got to do it now because I need to be seen as being performing. And look at this guy because he's doing that and I need to do this, Look at how your content and someone who will actually spend money with you would look at it. Think about how they're receiving it and just see if it needs a bit of adjusting. See if some of the wording, in your videos, just see if it makes sense. Here's a good tip and one that I've literally just thought of is show it to a couple of your current clients. If you question, is my content working out or not? Maybe go and show a video to people who are going to give you honest criticism. So, not your friends, not your family, not other builders, actual people who aren't in the industry. Go and ask them. Listen to what they tell you and change your content accordingly. With this stuff, we don't know what's working if we don't ask and we aren't open to change. And what doesn't work today might work tomorrow, so don't rule it out. The best way that we can learn is through feedback. So go and show someone who's not going to, sugarcoat it for you and get some honest feedback. So, guys, I hope that added some value to your day. Please continue to experiment with things and just don't get stuck in the old ways. And yeah, as always, if you've got any concerns or, any questions about marketing for builders and, how this type of stuff can really work for you, get in touch. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.